Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here with a brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Today gonna go out, see what stuff came out today. Probably try and go to the one pawn shop I've gone to and I found some really decent stuff. You know, everything's $1 and I found some pretty good out of print stuff. Also gonna have a couple new DVD and Blu-ray reviews at the end of this video, and my main DVD Blu-ray update will be up this weekend, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But anyway though guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go. Yeah, one of the big things that came out today was the Jungle Book, which I actually like this one. I don't think they have any exclusive editions of this one in here. Not sure if they have exclusive editions of this at Best Buy or Walmart. I have to look and see. But this one though, if you guys haven't seen it, I really thought that was a pretty good live action, you know, version of the Jungle Book. But like I said, it doesn't seem to be any other versions besides the Blu-ray and the DVD. No steel books or anything like that in here. And over here in the section, one of the main things that came out today was Me Before You. I talked about this in the last video. This was a good movie, but it was very, very sad. Like just one of those movies, like go into this knowing it's just a real downer. It's not in any way positive, especially just the things that happen in this one. That's one of a lot of the negative reviews people just say is how much of a downer it was. And the other ones that came out today was this Patrick Stewart show, Blunt Talk. Really like this one. It's a real raunchy show with him. I think it's a show for Stars, but him as this talk show host. This one, if you guys are fans of Patrick Stewart, definitely check this out. The other one today was Chicago Fire Season 4, which I've never seen this show, and Chicago MED, Chicago Med, you know, Season 1, another one I have never seen before as well. Into Big Lots we go. And I'm mainly looking in here because I heard people say online that, you know, because you know me, I always talk about PB2, that powdered peanut butter stuff I like. Apparently Big Lots has got like these like versions of it that are like peanut butter and strawberry and peanut butter and jelly or grape jelly that are only available in Big Lots. So we'll see if they have them in here. But first, let's see if they have anything different in here today, movie-wise. They have in here the Jetsons, the complete first season. And this is actually a pretty good price for this one. I have this one. Seem to have some of the Lucy seasons in here and some of these like Turner Classic movie sets and Dallas, and a lot of these cartoon ones like Looney Tunes Mouse Chronicles, which I don't know what this one is at all, and you know, the Kings of Queens, but a lot of the same stuff, but a couple new TV series and stuff that they've got in here though. Well, I see PB2 in here. I just see the regular one that I normally get, this one, and the smaller size one, the chocolate, but they don't seem to have the one, it's like a PB2, it's like a grape jelly one, or PB2 strawberry jelly, but they don't seem to have that in here. But they do have one thing in here that I definitely am going to get. They have Crystal Pepsi. I don't drink sodas anymore. I haven't in like over 2 years, but definitely wanted to get one of these to collect, you know, because these are only going to be out for I think like 2 months or something like that, and then they're going to all be gone again. So I definitely wanted to get one of these. This is the first place I've actually seen this anywhere. I've looked at all the Walmarts and everywhere and had no luck finding it. So it's kind of cool to actually see this in person. I remember this first came out when I was a kid, you know, and I tried this like one time, and I remember it was kind of weird, and it didn't last long at all. Into the Valley Thrift Store we go. So we'll take a look in here and see if there's anything in here different today. Been trying to come here every single week lately, and they usually seem to change stuff out. Sometimes it can be the same stuff for a while, but everything in here is like usually like $2, and most of the stuff is pretty much marked the same, except for like some Disney things that they mark up a bit, but we'll see if there's anything in here different. And they have this one in here, but I already have this. This one's out of print. It's funny, like the plastic like came off of this case, so they kind of just taped the actual paper onto the case itself. See, like the plastic's totally off. But this is a pretty decent Steve Martin movie that I feel like not a lot of people talk about. But I said I have this one already, but not seeing anything in here too different in here today. Seems to be a lot of the same stuff in the last few weeks. Into the pawn shop we go. So it's been like 2 weeks since I've been in here, so I'm going to have to look through all this and see if there's anything different here today. There's always weird stuff, and everything's, like I said, $1, and I found some really good out-of-print stuff in here. Here's this old one, the Saw one that had like the water in it. It used to have like red in it, and I guess since it's gotten kind of old, the red is like the blood stuff is kind of evaporated away in it. You kind of push in, the thing moves. But there's been some really decent stuff in here, like that Under Wraps one and stuff. So I'm going to look through here and see if I can find anything in here today. Well, I got out of there. I actually found a couple stuff. Nothing like huge out of print prices, but some stuff that I, you know, hadn't ever gotten in the past. This one, you know, Brian De Palma film, Femme Fatale. I remember seeing this one in theaters, like when it first came out. I think I wasn't even old enough to see it, but somehow I remember getting into it. I don't really know how, but like this is one I have not seen in a long time. Always like that. This weird Robert Pattinson movie, called The Haunted Airman or something. And like I said, these were $1. And then this is a pretty good price for $1. The Cky Trilogy. And I don't think I have this documentary on here that's called How to Rob a House. This sells for $8. Like I said, it was only $1. This one was a little more. This was $3. But I'd always wanted to see this show. It has Clark Duke in it. And I remember right when this came out, I didn't even know who he was. Clark Duke was at Comic-Con, and he was filming these interviews and talking to people. It's him and the guy from The Whitest Kids You Know, and he interviewed me, was talking to me about Halloween 3 or something. Then I found out later that he was from that show Greek, and like I said, I'd never seen this one and always kind of wanted to check out this show. Into FYE we go. I don't know what's happened here. In here they walled off the whole wall back here. Before it was all the movies and stuff, the posters and stuff back here. Now it's totally walled over. I have no idea what they're doing in here. If they made this store smaller or something, but it's really weird. I have no idea what they've done. And they have all these ones in here for $1 and stuff, so everything in here is on sale. Some random ones, this one here for called Trunk or something, some girl that's locked in a trunk. It's only $1. That one might be an alright one. This one I don't think I've ever seen. Undertow, Jamie Bell movie. I don't know when this one's from. I've never seen this one, but all these ones are $1, so there's not a bad price for these things in here. That was a weird movie, Stag. They go to that weird stag party. It was really cheap, super cheap movie. And they have this one movie in here, Baskin, which I was kind of interested in this one. I think it might be up on Netflix, but if you guys have seen this one, let me know how this one is. It's 26, so it's a little high. This one, it looked like it might be a kind of cool movie, though. This mall, though, where FYE is kind of turned into a dead mall. When Dan Bell, if you guys watch Dan Bell, goes to show dead malls. So it's all these things are closed over in here. It was one of these malls where they were going to go and redo it and turn it into an outside mall. And then it fell through. And they ended up basically having all these places closed down. And then it changed their mind about the whole thing because it didn't work out. So now this mall has all these empty spaces, empty space there, empty space there. But this actually is the mall, too. If you guys have seen Sorority Babes at Slime Bowl-orama, they actually filmed that in this mall. It's changed around a whole bunch, but this is the mall where that took place. And look, there's stuff already closing in here. Look, store closing sale, this location only. So like I said, this mall is not doing great. Look at that, the Hallmark is closing down too. Look, it's totally abandoned there. I don't think I've ever really seen too many Hallmarks and malls close. That's closing. And look, this Crown Books is closing. Here, it says last 2 days. I didn't even know that. So this mall is closing up really bad now. Dan Bell's got to come to this mall. Look, this is going to be gone in 2 days here. They have a Hillary Clinton, stand-up thing there. And look, down here, this is, closed down. That's closed down. That's closed down. It's basically all closed here. And look, over here, that store is closing. I didn't know this was happening. So maybe FYE is going to be on its day out, and soon that'll be closing, because there's a lot of stuff closing in here today. But all these shops down here are closed. And then this one here, 80% off store, everything must go. So that's crazy. This was totally unexpected to see this many things closing when I came in here today. I thought I might as well just document this. Look, see, these were all shoe stores and stuff. And up until a week or two ago, when I was last in here, all these were filled. I was pretty sure now they're all gone. I have a feeling that they're going to close down the entire mall because they're putting a Dave & Buster's down there in the end. And it's going to be one of those true dead malls where they basically abandon the middle of the mall and just keep kind of the anchor stores, and that's all that's left. But it's just crazy how this mall, what's going on, witnessing everything going out in here today. I know this is a DVD Blu-ray shopping, but thought it would just be an interesting thing to show because I had no idea this was happening in here today. Even the Subway over there went out of business. Into Walmart we go. And in here, Jungle Book, it seems like they only have the main one. There doesn't seem to be any exclusive editions of that one in here as well. This one, The Phenom, came out today as well with Ethan Hawke and Paul Giamatti. This was actually a pretty good baseball film. And then the other one today, and I don't know much at all about this one. I think it's a TV show, The Night Manager. It says the uncensored edition of this one. I don't know if it's a TV show or a movie. Don't know anything at all about this one. If you guys have seen this one, let me know what this is or if it's any good or worth checking out. And I think this one was today as well. Citizen Soldier. This one, I believe this was today. Into Best Buy we go. believe this one came out today, The Strain, the complete second season. I've never watched the show. It looked kind of interesting, the trailers for that one, but don't know a whole lot about that one though. And you know, this one came out today, Arrow, and they have like, you know, this exclusive at Best Buy one, the exclusive Steelbook one for that one. So that's a pretty cool one if you guys like that show. But over here in the section, doesn't seem to be anything too different here today. I don't know if this one came out today, Brooklyn Nine-Nine Season 3. I've seen some of these ones on TV. This show is kind of funny, but like other than that, I don't think there's anything else too major released today, and I haven't seen any other editions of Jungle Book. It seems like it's just the main version that's everywhere, but doesn't seem to be any exclusive ones, at least not that I've seen at all for that one. But other than that, don't really see anything else in here today. But that's kind of cool. I think they just recently got this in store, the Return of the Living Dead, the new Scream Factory edition one. So that's pretty cool that they have this one now in stores, because they do get, you know, certain Scream Factory releases, and this is a really good one. And even has on here as a feature that, you know, work print cut, which was always, you know, one of those real bootleg things. So that's cool though to see that one in stores. Well, that's all for this DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Like I always say, guys, you enjoy these videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Now stay tuned for a couple new DVD and Blu-ray reviews. And the first one I got from Anchor Bay is The Walking Dead, the complete 6th season. There's a number of different releases of this one, like Best Buy has a lenticular cover one, Target has a different one with some extra features. So there's a number of different ones of this one. It's a show, though, I've only here and there seen episodes of the show, so I can't fully explain it too well. But basically, though, this season deals with this huge horde of thousands of all these zombies right near where the compound where everyone is living. It's kind of them kind of devising a plan of how to get rid of these zombies to kind of lure them away since they're so close to where they are. And this is like a huge, they're all like congregating together. But, you know, if you guys are a fan of the show, though, it's definitely one worth checking out, you know, picking up. It has on here, though, a number of different featurettes from the show, The Making of Walking Dead, In Memoriam, Guts and Glory, talking about the death of one of the characters in the show, you know, also has on here The Face of Death, iconic walkers in the show, and commentary tracks and deleted scenes. The next one from Magnolia's Magnet Line. This is a really interesting, you know, quirky character piece film called High Rise. The director of this movie did another movie that I really like called Sightseers. This couple that went out to the woods on this trip, and it was kind of like this weird thing that was going on with them, and you don't know what they were up to. It was like a real quirky, weird movie. This movie, like I said, is called High Rise. And it's kind of like set in one of those like real self-contained kind of buildings where they have like a market and shops and all kinds of stuff all in it. Kind of like one of those buildings like in Gremlins 2. And then, you know, David Cronenberg did a movie like in the early 70s. It was like that as well with Lynn Larroni movie, like about them all like these vampires in the building. But this one is basically, beginning the movie, you see the main character, and you see him like in the building. The building is all destroyed and torn up inside, and he's on the roof like eating this weird animal, saying, "I survived," and all the people went crazy. And it's kind of like, you know, something bad has happened. It's kind of like the movie is like then flashes to right before, you know, right when he first gets to this building, and kind of like building up to what has actually happened and why it got to this point and everything. And it's basically like a kind of like people say in some of the reviews too, like it's like vignettes. So it's kind of like weird encounters and weird quirky characters in this building. Like he's in there, like this businessman in there, and there's like his friend who's like one of the friends is on TV. There's like this one actress woman that's in the building, and it's kind of like people like messing around and screwing around this building, and all these kind of odd things happening. And he becomes friends with the creator of this building who like built it, and he like lives in this kind of Zen garden type area in the buildings. It's kind of like just like a weird, like I said, character piece movie of all kinds of odd encounters and things like that in this building. Has on here though a commentary track on here, and then a number of different featurettes as well for this movie. But like I said, definitely worth checking out if you like weird character piece films. The next one from Artsploitation Films is one that I would give my top recommendation. Really love this movie. It's called Der Bunker. The guy who stars in this movie was also in Der Samurai, which, you know, Artsploitation Films released as well. Another one that I really liked a lot. I think I like this one even better, though. This one was just so cool and so weird. It's basically this guy, they call in the movie The Student. And he ends up, you know, trying to get away and like work on theories and this work that he's trying to do, and try and go somewhere really quiet and where he can have some privacy. And he ends up seeing this ad for this this couple where they're like trying to rent out this room, and it's in this kind of the middle of nowhere in this bunker underground. And it's like a room kind of like in like Cloverfield Lane, where there's like, you know, like a weird like underground kind of thing. The rest of it, it's like that's the room they put the guy into, but the rest of the bunker underground is like a regular house with rooms and like just like a regular looking house, but they put him in this crazy bunker place. And this couple has this kid that's, they're trying to teach and like kind of like homeschooling him, and he's like played by a full-grown adult, so it's kind of has that feel of like Clifford, but it's not done like comical. It's like played totally serious, but the Clifford character in the Martin Short film, or like Stewart from Mad TV, when it's like a full-grown adult playing the kid, and the father's trying to teach this kid, and try and teach him. This kid doesn't pick up any knowledge. You ask him like, what's the state of California, and he goes like Hawaii. He doesn't know anything at all. And they end up basically talking this guy who's staying in the house to try and teach their son, and hopefully they'll have some luck with him. And he doesn't really want to do it, but like they're like, well, if you don't do it, we're not going to give you any food or anything, because he's in the middle of nowhere, so he kind of has to get food from them. So it's kind of like he reluctantly ends up teaching this kid who doesn't know anything and is really not picking up anything at all. He's very not intelligent at all. And it's like these weird stuff going on. And the mother is like talking to this weird thing. And like there's it's really weird sequences of stuff happening. But like I said, this one was so cool, so good. The music was great in this movie. Highly, highly recommend you guys check this out. I don't want to say too much and ruin everything in this, but I love this one. The next one from Twilight Time is a limited to 3,000 copies edition of a Vincent Price movie called Theater of Blood, which I had always heard people talk about this one, had never seen this before, and Vincent Price plays an actor in this who was like a theater actor. And like there's this group of these critics, and they've always been giving him bad reviews and giving him like, picking apart his performances and giving him all kinds of problems, and he kind of really takes it to heart. And at one point he goes totally missing, and then he reappears, and he has this group of these like minions that are like homeless people and drug addicts and all this stuff, like this group, and he's going around dressing in characters and stuff like that, and going and killing the critics that have like wronged him and given him bad reviews one by one, in these crazy deaths. It's like they're trying to investigate who it is, but it's like kind of random in these weird ways that he's going around with a group of people killing them. Really like this one. Really weird movie. Great transfer this one from Twilight Time. The next one is one that I had never seen before. And it kind of, people have said inspired a little bit the movie 8mm. It's a George C. Scott film that he stars in. Paul Schrader directed this, who directed Cat People, so I love that movie. And it's called Hardcore. And it's basically about this guy who comes from this really religious background in this small town, very religious guy. His whole family is very religious, and his daughter goes on this like Christian mission trip, kind of to take this trip, I think, to LA. And he's like in the middle America, and she ends up going out there and goes to Magic Mountain and basically goes missing. And the one girl there said she went off with this guy, and no one knows where she is. So he basically ends up hiring a private investigator played by Peter Boyle to try and find the daughter, because no one knows where she is. And Peter Boyle finds out that his daughter ended up in this stag adult film, and the father like goes crazy and becomes obsessed with trying to find the daughter, because this is the only evidence that he's come across, is that the daughter was in this adult film. And it's kind of him trying to investigate the adult world and all these kind of plans that he has to try and find where she is. But was so well done. Really love this movie. Some of it was filmed in San Diego as well, like a couple spots that was kind of cool to see. It's one of those movies. Now it would be like totally different, because this was before DVDs or VHS tapes or anything. This was like when they were showing adult films like on reel films and all that kind of stuff, and film and all that kind of different stuff. But really, really cool movie. The next one from Vinegar Syndrome. This is one that I always really liked. This movie. It's not like by any means like a great film, but it's just a really fun, weird movie. And it's one of those movies too where you watch it and you're like, how did they get some of the actors that they got in this? Because they got like Ginger from Gilligan's Island, and a number of different John Carradine, Julian Newmar. It was kind of like, how'd they get them in this film? Because it's just such a strange movie. It's called Evils of the Night. This came out on DVD a while back, but now it's finally out on Blu-ray. And, Vinegar Syndrome did a great job cleaning this movie up. But it's basically about these group of these aliens that are kind of trying to kidnap and taking all these kids because they need their blood to, get their life longer. And there's some really, really great weird music in this. Like there's this one song with the teens on the beach, and it's like, boys will be boys, it's always been that way. And then there's like this really strange like love song during one of the sex scenes. It's a very, very odd movie, but it's like these old guys too that are trying to come after and kidnap the kids, and the one night the kids are out there all at the beach, and some of them start going missing, and then they start trying to investigate where they are. But like I said, this one is one I really like this, and it has on here an isolated music track on here, 25 minutes of outtakes for the film, and also has on here a TV cut of the film. So that's pretty cool, like the television cut of this movie. But like I said, really like this one. Great transfer, and just a really weird horror movie with one of those people in it when you're like, how did they get them in this film? Some of these actors. And the last one from Vinegar Syndrome as well is an adult film called Taboo, yeah. And it's basically about like this mother who is basically, her husband recently just left her, and she's kind of not knowing what she's going to do, and she's going to have to get a job, and it's kind of her figuring out exactly what she's going to do. And it also deals with like her son and like this inappropriate relationship with her son that could or couldn't happen. It's a very weird, like I said, it is taboo because it's a very taboo subject what this was kind of based on, and at the time too, it was really like out there what it was. And they made like 4 more of these or something like that. I think they did. I think the same actress was in all of them. But I got an interesting movie. Like I said, more of an adult film though, so take that in mind. It has on here though a new 2K transfer, and the transfer on this was amazing. Like Vinegar Syndrome, like I said, they do such a good job cleaning up their movies. Like they find the best prints of things. It has on here though a commentary track with the lead actress, some interviews as well for this one. But anyway though, guys, that's all for the review portion of this video. Thanks again for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.